Okay, we'll now move on to the card that represents your hopes and your fears. Okay, we've got number 13, Death. Okay, well, this card in hopes and fears is probably, it's maybe quite appropriate. It represents the need to cross over a threshold. It represents a transformation. It represents turning the unknown. It can represent defeat and personal fear. It can also represent, a point where you're going to grow. It's like you grow after the first time you experience the death of someone that you really, really care for. You will grow from that experience. You will learn something. Hopefully you'll grow, but you still will learn something. The need to make a clean break or let go of the past. We will never be ready to overcome certain thresholds, and yet we will get beyond them anyway. So this card, as hopes and fears, is pretty typical for hopes and fears for most people. And so in this position, it's really hard to say if this is truly something that you need to fear for the question of equality and of fairness, quite possibly at work or not. But it could also represent a fear of failure. It could represent a fear of anything changing. It could represent the fear of you losing your job, perhaps. It could represent the fear of fear of the loss of fear of the loss of a loved one or something like that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily represent fear as much as it represents. Well, in this position, yeah, it would represent fear, I suppose, because it's in the position of hopes and fears. But it's going to represent change that's going to come whether you want it to or not, basically. So now we're going to move to the last card here. This last card is going to represent the ending for the question of fairness, that being opposed by some type of family or material matters. So we have here, for the final solution, we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so now we've got Pentacles in 3 different positions here, and they all kind of harmonious with each other. We have it in the position of the opposition to the question of justice. We also have it here representing you at the same position, and now we have it the King of Pentacles in the 10th position, representing the outcome for this question. Okay, so now we have the King of Coins in the last position. This represents connection, places, and things. This also represents, more than likely, you. So this is a very good card to have in this position. This is a question of fairness, because this represents someone who has achieved. Someone who has, if they started out, or if they currently are, the page of coins, then it certainly would be a very happy or very, positive thing for them to aspire to the King of Coins. And so in this case, I think we have here is a whatever the justice or the injustice. It looks to me like it is all very harmonious as far as the material world goes, and it's a very faithful ending, which is something you don't usually see. But other than this fear, but I think this fear is something that you get over, and the fact that perhaps you're not being as forceful. You also need to remember that you need to be that you can't forget about the Emperor down at the bottom there, the hidden part. You must you must understand that in order to achieve this. In order for the achievement of the 10th spot, that whatever is at 4th spot has to be realized. Has to be realized.